Hello, my name is Martin Dodd from Midlands Investment Agency. I'm a financial advisor based in Wolverhampton. Today I'd like to talk to you about the 7 most common mistakes people make when planning for their retirement. The first mistake that many people make is they delay starting saving for their retirement, and often far too long. Many people think that they don't really need to start saving for their retirement until they're well into their 40s and even 50s. But this is an enormous mistake, because it's the early money that's invested where the real returns are made. To give you an example, if you invested £100 at the age of 20 and it grew by only 5% a year, it doesn't take much maths to work out that £100 will be worth a considerable amount of money by the time you get to retirement age. That same £100 invested when you are 64 and a half clearly is going to be worth a lot less than that original £100 invested when you were 20. So delaying the starting of planning for retirement is a major mistake. The second problem that people have, or the second mistake they make, is they don't save enough. Clearly we can only afford to save what we can afford to save, but many people are not saving enough in that they perceive the value that they're going to get from the amount that they save each month is much more than what is in actual fact reality. For example, if you have a target income of say £2,000 a month when you retire, if you are only saving £50 a month towards your pension, clearly it's not likely to ever achieve sufficient growth that you'll be able to achieve an income of £2,000 a month. The third mistake people make is they blindly put money into a pension scheme month by month and never review actually what is happening with it. Often we review people's pensions and find that the costs of being in the pension, the performance they're achieving, the risks they're taking are not serving them very well at all. So failure to review your pension is a mistake. The fourth mistake that people make is they don't do anything. It's their intention to rely on an inheritance from their parents to fund their retirement. One of the major problems with this is that we've got an increasing number of people that are requiring nursing or residential care when they enter old age, and the values of their estates are being substantially depleted to pay for the costs of those care. So if you're relying on an inheritance to fund your retirement, the possibilities are that there will be no inheritance, or a much lesser inheritance than you'd expect, because your parents have had to go into a care home. The fifth mistake people make is that they think that their home is their pension. Well, clearly it may be, but as I've mentioned in previous videos that I've made, people often don't want to move away from the house that they've lived in, particularly if they've lived there for most of their lives. And you end up in a situation where you are asset rich, asset wealthy if you like, but income poor. So again, that's a mistake to think that your pension will ultimately be provided by selling your home. The sixth mistake that people make is that they, believe it or not, do not join their employer's contributory pension scheme. Often because people have had a poor experience of pensions, or for some reason they don't like pensions for whatever reason, they decide not to join an employer scheme. Typically an employer scheme may match the contributions that you're prepared to invest. So for example, if you're prepared to invest 5% into your pension, your employer will also put 5% in. But there are many schemes out there that are actually more generous than that, and will invest more into your pension than you would be prepared to invest. But sadly, many people decide, for whatever reason, they don't want to invest into a pension. So again, that is a major mistake. The seventh mistake, and this is something that I hear often, is the state will look after me. Well, as much as the state might wish to look after you, the reality is that we do have an ageing population, and at some point over the next 30-40 years there are going to be more people of retirement age than working age. So I say again, if you think the state is going to look after you in retirement, yes, they may well provide you with a minimal state pension, but they can't really look after you in the way in which you would like them to. So my name is Martin Dodd. I'm a financial advisor at Midlands Investment Agency in Wolverhampton. The second mistake that we see often is that people don't save enough into their pension. There are a number of reasons why people might not save enough into a pension. First of all, they may not have enough spare income to be able to save into a pension. But secondly, sometimes they don't realise how much really needs to be saved to build a worthwhile pension. For example, if your target retirement income is, let's say, £2,000 a month, and you are only saving £50 or £100 a month, clearly that amount of money is unlikely to be ever able to achieve an income of £2,000 a month. So we all need to consider whether we're saving enough into our pension. Number 6 on our list of pension mistakes that people make is, believe it or not, they don't actually join their employer's pension scheme. Many employers' pension schemes are contributory in terms of your employer will be prepared to contribute to your pension so long as you are as well. Typically, an employer may contribute 5% to a pension scheme if you will also contribute 5%. Some schemes are even more generous than that. They will contribute more than you will be prepared to contribute. But sadly, some people, for whatever reason, don't see the value in a pension fund or planning for retirement, and they don't join the scheme. We believe that is a major mistake.